Okay, so we are about to begin Unit 4, which I'm hoping to have out of the way this week. To start with, the unit, you will learn about how societies grow and expand with an emphasis on larger group-oriented institutions and bureaucracies. So you may see a little bit about government, schools especially, keep that in mind. Each of the areas of the social sciences, anthropology, psychology, and sociology, will examine these groups and group formation from their perspective. We'll look at major contributors to these fields and examine them to show how their studies on group formation have advanced understanding of societal growth. So again, remember societal growth, and you're going to want to keep that in mind because for the final project, if you do take a look at it, as I've asked in the newsfeed, you will be designing your own history log of your society. So keep that in mind. Anyway, activity 1, we're going to talk about power groups. Who are the controlling groups? Some of you may have already mentioned this. And we already kind of looked at, with Noam Chomsky, the control that some forms of media have and the political parties that may run them. So societal measurements. So now that you are part of a society, you're probably wondering how they form. Society is a vague term that can extend to entire cultures or be limited to ethnic peoples. It is derived from Latin societas, which translates to a friendly association with others. Keep this phrase in mind, a friendly association with others, and keep thinking about it and maybe look back at it when you are designing your society. Is it always friendly? And after all, if you're going to shape society, you'll need to know what it encompasses. That question has netted numerous answers over the years. So a lot of these thinkers you're going to want to keep in mind for the assignment for this task. So we have Geertz talking about society as the actual arrangement of social relations, while culture is made up of beliefs and symbolic forms, all the way down to Goffman, who discusses hegemony, which a few of you have already discussed and read about. However, it is not static and so changes as the individuals in society change. So is the power structure and the controlling groups in our society. So go over these and then come back to them for the final assignment for this activity. This is very important to consider too. Machiavelli is the prince. Have you ever heard or used the phrase Machiavellian? Generally, it suggests that the ends justify the means, meaning no matter what it takes to get your goal, it will be done. This text has been widely cited as a no-nonsense guide to gaining and maintaining power. So consider that in our society. What actions have been taken to achieve the goal or the end game? And the example I put at the bottom is, for example, if maintaining state stability meant killing an innocent man, well, guess who dies? And a lot of countries go through this process in order to achieve their goal. It may make you think of the United States and their hunt for oil over the course of the last 15 years. And there are many other societies that will go through with this. The power elite. The concept of the power elite has gained momentum. The argument is that a small minority control the vast majority of power and influence in a society. If you go to Charles Wright Mills, who's a name you may want to drop in upcoming assignments, first coined the phrase in his book, Power Elite. His conception was that The institutional power holders, military, economic, and political, form their own identity and share a worldview that has them directing most of the major societal decisions. As such, the masses are left either powerless or merely with the illusion of power. A lot of the times you'll see politicians rotate through positions of power, keeping it almost within the family. Think of Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton. Not to say that they didn't work for it, but they continue to maintain the power. And a lot of people may think of the Illuminati when they hear this. You can read through this. I'm sure a lot of you have researched or have heard stories of the Illuminati, of this sacred controlling group. The Freemasons may come to mind. Whether it's true or not doesn't really matter. I think what you need to consider is that it's possible that certain bodies of groups can control the masses. And is this good for society? Is this bad? That's up for you to decide and to argue in this unit. So moving on, consider the many powers in society, consider the many powers at work, consider the hierarchy of power at home and in your life. These will help you continue on with the rest of this assignment. So if we go up to the assignment, I want you to watch this video. It's about the power elite. And then your task is, as you are all social scientists and as you have worked tirelessly discovering theories, it is time to relay these findings to the young. You've been hired to explain how individuals form societies, the power elite, and what makes us susceptible to them, or what tools they may use to maintain their power, to a kindergarten class using Google Slides, maximum of 10 slides. So if you go to your Google account, you should be able to quickly go make a Google slide. So if I went to my Google, clicked here on this box, you can go to Google Slides and start a slideshow. Easy. And then if you want, you can go ahead and share it with this email. Anyway, so things to include. Visual aid. Remember, it's a kindergarten class, so make it exciting and colorful. You want to grasp their attention. A warning, perhaps, but don't scare them. Warn them about the power groups and how perhaps the power groups use media to prevent us from gaining knowledge of larger events. Compare and contrast different schools of thought if necessary. So that would mean going back to the content and going to this right here. Comparing the different ideas about society. Again, I stress comparing. That's where you'll get your marks. And contrasting. Of course, the essentials, terms, theorists. So if you do compare and contrast, drop their names and the key ideas. But again, remember, this is a kindergarten class, so don't get out of control. You may need to dumb down some of the words and have fun with it. If you're going for bigger and more marks, try comparing it to our society a little more, in Canada in further detail. If you forget what is being marked, you can go to the rubric, and that's it. Good luck on activity 1.